Well, we have a little bit to talk about today, don't we? We've got to talk a little bit about what went on last night, what's going on now, and maybe some ways to think about that and ways to help yourself out. I'm Chris Brogan. Welcome to this episode of Scratchpad. Hey, so I wanted to jump on. I wanted to talk for a minute. I wanted to talk just a little bit about what maybe to do with ourselves today, how we can hold some of our ground and sort of hold our place right now, because no one's feeling super cheery, right? It was no matter which side of things you were on. Carrie says, "Hey, long time no see. Thanks for doing the show with me 4 minutes ago." Yeah, none of this fit exactly in the shape of the backpack show, so I put it on Scratchpad, which is where I talk about ideas. Scratchpad's a show about ideas, and so that's why we're here. I want to talk just a little bit about what might be a little helpful for you, and so take what works for you in any of this, and then don't with some of the other stuff. No matter what your political bent is, you probably don't feel so great about last night. Even if you're not in America, you're looking at this from some other country, you're thinking, "Oh man, that blows." So I want to talk about a few things. One is that the people are going to say, "Oh, well, I'll tell you this. Here's how I started out my morning trying to justify. Well, it's not that bad. Well, maybe it's as bad as you think it is right now. It's whatever you think it is. It doesn't matter what I think." And a lot of times, especially with guys, it seems to be that we want to fix things. We want to jump right in and sort of solve stuff for people. It's not that. It's okay. We don't have to think that way. But what I do want to say is I think what people need most right now, I think what people could benefit most, and you can, by the way, there's comments here. So please say your comments. Tell me you're here. Tell me you're watching. I'd love to talk to you. See, there we go. There's Jeremy Wright. What people I feel could do and what you can do is the very simplest thing in the world. I've been thinking about it all morning, which is, okay, so in the Zulu language, the greeting that you say instead of "hey" is "sawubona," which says "I see you." The response to that is "Nikhona." Ngikhona, Nikhona, which says "I am here." That's what we most need to do for ourselves and for each other right now, is just say "I'm here." Because people who are feeling let down right now, people who are feeling abandoned right now, people who are feeling a lot different than they did last night, thinking, well, it's going to be such a blatant difference and not feeling that this morning, they're going through a moment where they feel very not connected to things. Now, if you like the way things have been going, maybe you feel that the other way. Maybe you're like, "Oh man, I felt like I was fighting for something and I feel like I've lost." And, as much as sometimes it's so hard to see some other people's side of an equation, I mean, anytime anybody gets this passionate, what they're thinking is, "I'm going to lose something that's important to me." That's, humans are wired in a really simple way. We don't always want more, but we definitely always don't want to lose something. We hate losing something way more than what we hate what we feel good or bad about when we get something. Hey, Rick, good to see you, buddy. It is incredible what people feel in these moments. So when things like this election happen, we have that feeling of this didn't happen, or people don't think the way I think. And I thought they were going to think the way I think. And it's incredible. It's an incredible feeling. And so people are feeling that sense of loss. Why didn't you help? Is that sort of feeling that just rolls through people, or why didn't this work? Or how come people are not seeing this the way I see it? Like, isn't this so clear? It's not. So one kind of way to be helpful to anybody right now today, and okay, you might be feeling the worst. Like, you might be feeling, "Oh my gosh, I'm so blown out." One secret I have from dealing with clinical depression that you can apply to this is that when I'm feeling my worst, I'm also very much looking at my own belly button. I'm thinking about me a lot. And when you think about yourself a lot, it's a closed loop system, and it just goes faster and faster and faster. It flywheels a bit. So I break that by just helping other people. I just get in, I help people. I say, "Hey, I want to give you something." And that helps. And all you have to give someone for today, all I have to give today, all you have to give, it's so not much. It's just, "I'm here with you. I'm here. whatever you need, even if you don't want to say anything. You ever have that friend in life that you could just like touch the shoes together and you feel like, oh, I'm with this person, right? That's what we need. We need the most often virtual these days version of our little shoes touching under the table or something, so that you know that you've got a supporter, you've got somebody there. Um, I mean, we all want a lot of extra hugs right now, but we might not be able to get that. So we're going to have to be helpful. It's definitely a way to go. Jeremy, your keyboard seems like it's working and not working. I feel for you. And Kate says, bingo, get out of self. And the cat makes a small tail appearance while she tries to decide to navigate the worst possible part of my desk to walk around. It's like the Leaning Tower of Death. All right. That's mostly what I wanted to say. I'm here for comments. If you want to say something to me, if you want to ask me a question, you want to tell me how you're feeling, I'm here. I want to listen. I'm here for you. And, it doesn't have to be heavy. I mean, you could just say, I just want a sandwich. You could say, man, someone mentioned this and I just can't get it out of my head. Whatever you want to say, I'm here. So feel free to say, how do you do? It's all good for me. When moments happen that aren't what somebody wants, we always want to rush in and be like, it's not that bad. I get it. I really get it. Kip says your desk sounds like mine. I got to tell you, Kip, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I've tried to deny for years. One is that I'm not very fussy. Turns out I'm fussy. One is I'm not super grumpy. I could be grumpy. One is I think of myself as a neat person. There's a empty fizzy water, almost empty fizzy water, which is even worse. Now I'm not a bottled water person, but my kid had it, so I just finished the rest of it. And it's sitting here on my desk for no reason. I used lime water in my drink, and it's sitting on my desk. But that's an empty piece of plastic. It could go somewhere, and that's what I'm doing. It's the worst. All right, let's see. Ripple on, says Steve. Thanks. Robert Collins, Mr. Robert Collins says, please pass the ice cream. I'm with you there. Also says, with reconnecting with oneself as much as anything else. Kate asked me if I have an innie or an outie. It's an innie, but given my COVID 38 I'm working on, it's a way innie. So it's practically a center of the earthy. I think people blew it on the local elections voting straight ticket. Oh, interesting. I would say that I think, depending where, there were some interesting changes and shifts in local elections. I think it's harder though, because we're still using like 1960s versions of technology to get our words across to anybody. Rick asks, have you gotten to enjoy your favorite fall season? I live right by a working river with a little family of mallards on it, and I've got a view of trees right outside. I'm 2 miles from the ocean, 2 miles from a big state forest, and my town is shrouded in trees. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time with that. I had a little bit of apple cider from the orchard that's just 1.25 miles from my house. So I'm doing all right with the weather. Thank you. I appreciate that. What do we look for in these moments is we look for sort of like-mindedness. We look for people to just kind of be with us. We look for some kind of connection, some sort of fraternity. Carrie and I were just interviewing Dr. Andy Simon, who has a new book out soon called Rethink, which is about breaking the myths of women in business or something like that. It's about as close as I'm going to get to that subtitle. And she was really inspiring, really smart, really interesting person. And I found myself, I thought we were going to talk a lot about women in business. And while we did, everything was applicable. Every single bit of this was something we could both do. And I think the piece I want you to take away from, you might not even have been on the Backpack Show, the piece I want you to take away is that she said, we tell our mythology to ourselves all the time. We create our stories and our mythology every day. So it's what we believe. Please remove the thing in front of the nameplate. That is a little tilted, but it's because it's in plastic. Maybe I could take the plastic off. I'm not worried about its resale value. My friend Adam Helway is a Batman fan like me. He's a comic book reader like me. Is this a backing? Is this like a print with a backing? It is. Oh, this is going to go terrible. So I took the plastic off. So it's Batman. Pretty neat, right? I like the colors and everything like that. Batman's my favorite superhero, but he's a real weirdo if you think about it. He's a real weirdo. He's a billionaire that uses all his money to make gadgets and vehicles so that he can single-handedly drive around the city and punch people out. That is weird. He could have just paid for a way better police force, and then he wouldn't have to be out there punching everybody every night. He could be I have to move that. I have to move this. Look what you've made me do, Kate. Now you know my name. Batman has an innie. I don't know. I haven't really. The new one's Robert Pattinson. He seems like an innie kind of guy. All right. That's out of there. Paul, yeah. And to be sent from Adam Helway, who's just a lovely guy, just out of the blue. Just, man, I know you like Batman. Can I send you something? Yeah. This beautiful print. It's like got a really nice artist write up on the back of it and all that. That's all I got. I'm leaving. So I just wanted you to know that you're not alone. I'm here. You know how to reach me, right? Chris@chrisbrogan.com. You can send me an email, whatever you want to do. But I just wanted you to know that the best thing to do for everybody right now is just say, I'm here. I'm here with you.